Dragon Ball and relationships seems to be a big hit on my channel because that Krillin 18 video that I did is doing very, very well. So we're back with another video. I am, of course, Big D here at Geekdom, and I'm joined by a man, actually the perfect man for this topic because we are talking about Vegeta, and nobody knows more about Vegeta's personal life than this man. And if you've been a long time sub to my channel, you know this to be a fact. Super Jaiyan from Space Australia.
How's it going, guys? It's great to be here.
That's right, and we're talking about Bulma and Vegeta and their relationship. And we see some hints of it in Dragon Ball, specifically Dragon Ball Z episode 124 and 123, if I remember correctly, about really what happened here with this couple. But what we're going to talk about today is kind of, we talked about the 18 and Krillin thing before and how 18 kind of fell in love with Krillin. We theorized that it was because Krillin was persistent and because we theorized that she kind of felt that he was one of the few people to actually give a crap about her. But with Bulma and Vegeta, the relationship is very different. And I wanted to talk to you, Jay, because you and I talk about, relationship psychology all the time off air, and we also talk about Dragon Ball. So let's combine them. And of course, Vegeta is your favorite character. You've studied Vegeta in several different languages and several different dubs, his character. And so I wanted to know, in your opinion, all right, this Vegeta-Bulma relationship, this, I guess you can call it the conception of Trunks. How do you think this actually happened?
Well, I take it all the way back to Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball, in both dubs, Bulma was saying how she wanted like a prince. She wanted to wish the Dragon Balls for like the man. She wanted to get the Dragon Ball so she could wish for her perfect man, like a prince. And Vegeta was, even though he is not your traditional prince, he was very nonchalant. He was very cool, calm, and collected. I wouldn't say collected probably because he's got a bit of a temper on him, obviously.
Yeah, he's not that calm.
Yeah,
but he is a prince though. He is a legitimate prince.
He's very, very reserved and he keeps to himself and he's got the whole bad boy attitude going on and he has the actions to back it up. And I think that's really what Bulma was attracted to. And honestly, when Vegeta landed back on Earth after he got back from searching for Goku, I think Bulma initially kind of was attracted to him a little bit and it was kind of just a lust thing when it first happened. And
like a physical attraction, you're saying?
Physical attraction.
Because remember, she did walk out of the shower and probably took a look at his crank and was like, hey, in that famous scene where she gave him the pink shirt.
I think there was definitely kind of a bit of lust between the two there. Vegeta was probably looking for a root. Bulma probably wanted a root. And, it happens. And I think
it happens all the time in real life, yeah.
I think Trunks may have been an accident. But obviously over the years, as Vegeta states in the Buu Saga in both dubs, he began to think that the Earth was a nice place to live, and he grew fond of his place at Capsule Corp with Bulma, and he started to care for Bulma. And obviously, it's very apparent by the time Battle of Gods, or even the Buu Saga rolls around, when he sacrifices himself for his wife, his son, and Goku. He cares about Bulma and his son a lot, although he won't let on that he does. He does care about them. So
he took him to the amusement park in the second episode of Super.
Exactly. So although their relationship probably was born through lust, in my opinion, eventually it turned into a proper relationship. And it's probably not your traditional healthy relationship because Vegeta's not the easiest person to live with or the easiest person to get along with.
Well, neither is Bulma. And that's the beautiful thing about their relationship is that they're both firecrackers. Even though obviously one can blow up the planet at will, I always love the interactions between those two, man. That's one of the more fun things that I'm looking forward to with the new material we're getting now.
Exactly, yeah. So that's my thoughts on Bulma and Vegeta. I think she was initially into the whole bad boy thing, and she found Vegeta attractive, and they both end up having a fuck, and that's how Trunks was born.
You're very, very blunt with it. So yeah, I want to talk to you a little bit more about that. So yeah, Bulma always came off as, and again, like you said, back to Dragon Ball, she came off like somebody who really does like the bad boys. Now you and I both know women in real life, and every woman is different, of course, but there are women out there who have a thing for the bad boys. Now there's a whole, I'm not going to get too deep into the psychology behind it, but there is a whole thing here that is synonymous with real life as far as women liking bad boys.
Yep, definitely. And I think that's the whole reason Bulma fell for Vegeta, because it was very apparent to me that even Yamcha, even though he initially couldn't speak to women, he was, after he got past that fear, he was a very confident guy. And I think it was made very clear in all dubs of the show that he was Yamcha became a bit of a womanizer, and Usually
Yeah.
guys that are womanizers are confident guys who have the bad boy thing going on for them. They're the guys that get all the chicks. So, um, and
And then what
I
wound up happening is because he was a womanizer, Bulma actually fell out of love with him or whatever. She kind of, Vegeta came in, obviously extremely powerful. You could make an argument he was the second or even the first strongest character in different parts of the Android arc. But and then obviously he would go take a back seat to Goku and Gohan. But nonetheless. The way I always saw it, and if you remember that scene on Namek where she sees Vegeta and she's like, "Oh, I think he's kind of cute" or whatever, and then she also said the same thing about Zarbon. I definitely think it is a lust thing, but I think, Jay, I also believe that with Bulma, she is a reflection of a lot of real life women in that a lot of women want a man who they know is gonna take care of them, who they know has a bit of a backbone. We talked about this on the 18 Krillin video, how there's a difference between being nice and being soft, and Vegeta's neither one. Vegeta will fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. And I think that turned her on, dude. I think that, apart with the fact that he's a ripped midget, I think it really turned her on. But let's talk about the juicy stuff here, all right? I'm not going to get into graphic details, Jay, but it's pretty clear to me, Jay, that she initiated a lot of the, let's say, hanky-panky. Because let's go back, Jay, to episode 124 Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta is training in the gravity room, and he's damn near killing himself. And there's that scene, bro, which... this is a great scene. I don't think it's even in the manga, but this is typical Toei doing good. Remember that scene where he damn near kills himself and she runs out there to check up on him, and then he's like lying there and she's like at his side?
Yep.
That's real shit, dude. Like
Yeah,
that
she was at his hospital bedside. Well, even though it was in Capsule Corporation, she was at his bedside, looking after him, caring for him, and that obviously shows affection right there, that she wanted to look after him.
She literally, like, that's one of the best scenes I think of their relationship, because she literally was at his side, like you said, the whole time. And I almost feel like with Vegeta, bro, the only thing about Vegeta is that and you would know better than me, he's very stubborn. Or as well as me, he's very, very stubborn. But I think that as Bulma started showing more genuine kindness to him, I think it was like the reverse of Krillin and 18. Krillin showed kindness to 18. 18's always been a hard ass, and then she bit. I think it was like this, bro. I think Vegeta could not help himself from eventually loving this chick because she was always there. I mean, and I also think, Jay, I want to get your thoughts on this. I also think that her seeing him train his ass off and damn near kill himself just to surpass Goku, to me, was extremely attractive to her. I think that, and Vegeta's very popular with the women too. I mean, I would say as far as like fangirls, Vegeta and Trunks are like the two like most loved characters from the girls' perspective. But do you think that was a factor too? Her seeing him struggle and saying, this guy's got balls, and that's important to me.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I definitely think as well the fact that she knew Goku for so many years, and I think she sees Goku more as her little brother, but the fact that Vegeta is the same race as Goku, yet he is such a different person, I think that was definitely an eye-opener for Bulma. She knew Goku for a long time before she met Vegeta, and Goku was such a happy-go-lucky guy, and we all know this was because he hit his head. He wasn't your average Saiyan, and they bonded and created a somewhat of a friendship, Goku and Bulma. And then comes along Vegeta, and he's also a Saiyan, but he has such a different attitude about him, and he's just got this pride and this arrogance to him, and I think that's what she was really attracted to. But I think she was also attracted to the fact that because Vegeta was also a Saiyan, like Goku was, she knew that he was strong and that he could take care of her, and that he had the determination and the willpower, and he is really the only one that has always been able to keep up with Goku. And he's probably going to be the only one that will ever be able to keep up with Goku, because he's got that drive and that desire, and I think that's definitely something Bulma's attracted to.
I mean, if you look into psychology, one of the things, if you really dig into like male and female psychology, and this is all in books, folks. This is not just me talking out of my ass. I'm telling you research stuff. One of the things that women are attracted to, it's been time and time again throughout history, is ambition. Even if Vegeta was not the most powerful character, the fact that he had the drive and the ambition to get there it totally turned her on. And from Vegeta's point of view, I mean, could you blame him? I think this chick was putting the moves on him. I want to get your thoughts on this one, Jay. I think she put the moves on him more so than him on her. I think that at first, like you said, it was more of like a sex thing. That's the way I always saw it. And then as the years went by, especially in between the Cell and the Boo arc, he started to kind of, get stronger feelings for her because they were together. I'm picturing that they were together a lot more during that time. And I also, of course, when you have a son with somebody or a child, it does bring you together in a deeper level. There's no question about that. Again, this is why Dragon Ball is a great show, bro, because it really is real. It's very real. And not just that, but, she was also rich. So Vegeta was pretty pampered. He didn't have to go out there and destroy worlds and rob people. He already had it all at the house. So it was almost like a match made in heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Toriyama, although he didn't plan it until the start of the Android arc when Trunks as a character was conceived and he had to figure out where Trunks came from. But I definitely think that he did think it through when he made that character of Trunks, and he thought, well, how am I going to make Trunks? And he thought those two characters obviously were compatible in one way or another. So that's why I think the character of Trunks was created, because Toriyama was sitting there and he probably thought, Bulma and Vegeta are kind of the same sort of people.
Dude,
They're
perfect. It's perfect, right?
They're both really, really rich, stuck-up people in the sense that Vegeta, as a Saiyan on planet Vegeta, and even under Frieza's rulership, he would have been very spoiled and he would have had anything he wanted because he was the prince of the Saiyans. And Frieza did look after Vegeta, even though he and one filler scene actually stands out to me, that Frieza, even though he did control Vegeta's life, he did pamper Vegeta somewhat as well, and he took Vegeta under his wing. I remember the scene where Guldo and Vegeta were arguing in the hallway on Frieza's spaceship, and
the flashback scene,
yeah, Frieza comes along and knocks Guldo over, and then says, "Vegeta, let's go conquer a planet together." Vegeta was always pampered. He was always the favored one. He was always really high up on the food chain, so to speak, and so was Bulma, so they were kind of very similar in that regard. The only difference was Bulma was obviously a fragile female, and Vegeta was, a prideful warrior who was capable of destroying whole planets. So they really are a match made in heaven when you think about it from that dynamic, in my opinion.
And it's very interesting too that their son, and we're talking about future Trunks here. Obviously, Kid Trunks is very spoiled, very much in the same vein as them. That's where it's awesome. And again, I really hate when somebody says that Toriyama is not a brilliant writer. Yes, he's lazy and he forgets things, but he really knows how to write real characters. Kid Trunks was raised in that kind of environment where he got whatever he wanted, so he's very, very spoiled, whereas future Trunks is completely different. And maybe we'll come back and do a video about why we think that future Trunks is so attractive to so many fangirls, other than, of course, the haircut and the fact that, he has a cool jacket. The guy, his personality, that humble kind of personality, will also attract a lot of people. It's just, that's the thing about these videos that we do, bro. It's interesting that these characters, and that's why Dragon Ball is so successful. Every character's different and they're true to life, and because you're gonna have people in life that attract women because they're loud and angry and driven like Vegeta. You're gonna have people who are very innocent like Goku, and then you're gonna have people like Trunks who are very humble and strong when need to be, aggressive when they need to be, but still humble, and all three of them work, man. Then you've got, of course, Krillin, who, 18 was so much more powerful than him in the Android saga, and yet it doesn't matter if she's stronger than you because he triggered something in her where she fell for him. And that's why I like talking about this stuff, especially with you, the man who knows more about Vegeta than probably Frieza.
Yeah, well, there is that. Don't forget, there is that line in the movie Resurrection of Earth. It's not really a spoiler, guys, so don't worry. But Android 18 actually comments after she's finished cutting Krillin's hair, and she goes, I should be going to fight. I have a higher battle power than you, she says in the Japanese dub, and in the English dub, she goes, I should be going because I'm more powerful than you. And then as Krillin flies off in both dubs, she goes, he's so cool. It's just she obviously idolizes him in one way or another. Which is
she
fun.
Loves him, bro, and it's always good to see stuff like that. Well, I want to hear your comments below, folks. What do you think about this whole thing? What do you think? And I'm pretty sure that about 80% of the comments are going to be about Vegeta's penis, like they were last time. But that's okay. That's all right. Leave whatever you want. And Jay, thank you for coming on again.
No, it's been my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and leave a comment below, guys, and thank you. Like the video if you're inclined, subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch your ass down the road. Hey, Super Tubers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and spread the word about the channel, and find me on these social media platforms.